Hello, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? A couple of days ago, I published a data story about tennis, about the players who are winning more prizes in 2025, and I used two new type of graphs, which I have developed recently. Some of you asked, well, Claudio, how did you do those charts? Well, today is gonna be the day where I'm gonna tell you how I did that. So these are the three data stories I'm talking about. One is the normal bar chart trace you have been seeing on the internet since before COVID, but then you have these bubble chart traces which I've conceived in the last weeks, and you can choose one or the other, but you have many more in the tool that I'm gonna show you, and I'm also gonna give you some tips, and I'm gonna give you a discount to get this tool at a very affordable price. First of all, I did a bit of data mining. Well, technically speaking, it was not me who did the data mining, but rather Gemini, because I asked Gemini to gather the data, but I told which is the good source, and then the result was more or less this Excel file. The first column is the date, and then we have one column for each of the tennis players, and with the prices, cumulative prices that they have won in 2025. Save this as a CSV file. So how to use those data in Premiere Pro? How do you import that and how do you do that graphs? Well, you need to use this extension, Data Story Maker. In Data Story Maker, you can obviously create a lot of type of charts, animated charts based on CSV files. You see you have bubbles, you have donuts, bar chart traces, line charts, normal bar charts, but you also have counters, countdowns, progress bars, or timelines if you want to showcase projects or teams, whatever. But today we're gonna talk about the charts, of course. So how do we import the data inside of Premiere? Well, first of all, we choose the chart we want to work on. So let's say we're going to do this bubble chart trace 2. Okay, selected. Then we choose the file that we have just prepared. It's going to be around here. And see, once it has been imported, you are proposed to input the images for each of the data sets. In this case, the image for Alcaraz and Sinner and all the other players. So you can choose a color for each of the data sets, which will be then printed on the chart. This is the preview, and you will see that you have these. You can also change the format. Here it's landscape, but you can see that you can choose a square format, or you can even choose a vertical format. Depends on what you are preparing this video for. I like a lot the square format. Yeah, that's it. This is just a preview, of course. The animation will happen once you import all the graph on the timeline here. But it's not difficult, actually. You see that you have you can change the title here. So let's I don't know, biggest tennis players in 2025. Let's say richest, because we are talking about money. And then the duration of the animation, let's say we want something like 20 seconds, and then keep the last frame for about 2 seconds at the end. And then we can change the colors. We can change the background color. We can make it black or red or white. We can also make it some transparent or semi-transparent. For instance, if you want to put this over some other video, as I did actually in the video I published it. But normally you could just leave it like that. You can change the foreground color, which is the color of the bars and the text here, but we are good with that now. Well, now we just position the time head here on the timeline where we want this to be imported, and then generate chart animation. So we just wait some seconds. Now Premiere and Data Story Maker are creating all the frames in the background. And here we go, we have the chart here. spacebar, and here we go. We have the balls which are being animated in a very organic, very. I like the way I've been able to make them work here. You see that the balls are moving in a very organic way. But that's not all, because with the same data you can also create, for instance, this bubble chart race, the other one, where it's really the area of the chart which is changing. You just select the chart and click on Generate Chart Animation again. And voila, here you have the other. So it's different, depends on the use case and depends on the data you have. You might choose one or the other. At the beginning, of course, the earnings are very small, so the bots are very small, but at the end they are very, very big, I mean, at least for Sinner and Alcaraz. And then, if you are more conservative, you can choose to make a normal bar chart trace, as we have been doing for 5-6 years already, and you have this bar chart trace, which is really very, very easy to do. Maybe here we can put this label in white, and the other one is gray outside. Okay. Yeah, you can also change. I did not mention that you can also change the fonts for the title and for the text as well. Then generate, and here you have your bar chart trace. Yeah, you can also add the images here, as I said. So how do you add the images? You just select the choose file. Then here you have Alcaraz, and then you have I don't know, Sinner. Let's just use those two because I'm not gonna lose too much time here. It's just a demo. But let me show you. Here you already have the preview here. But if you choose the bubble chart trace again, you will see that you will have those faces very, very big, and it will be easier for the viewers to understand what's going on the screen. As you might have understood, I'm very proud of this plugin. I've been developing it in the last month, and I've been using it at the same time to publish data stories. I publish stories on YouTube, and I add sometimes data stories, timelines, counters. But yeah, I like data visualization. And I think that if you are a video editor and you work in Premiere Pro, you should have it as well. Okay, the plugin Data Story Maker is subscription based on Gumroad. You can have the month subscription or the yearly subscription. If you get the yearly one, it's cheaper. But I'm going to give you this opportunity as a launch promo. I'm going to give you a discount code of 50%. It's available from now till the end of 2025. I'm sorry if you watch this video later, but this is a discount code for the first users. And so you can have this plugin with a 50% discount forever, not just for the first month, for the first year, but forever. You can get it and you can have it forever. So I think this is a good moment to get it. I promise I will update the plugin every month. I'm going to add more and more charts as long as I need them, as I develop them, I conceive them, because I like to look around and see what's new around and going to add those in the plugin. So the price might even increase in the future, but if you get the price now, you will have it forever. So I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. If you have any question, get back to me, ask, send messages, whatever. I'm always happy to answer. Thank you and have a nice day.